I've always felt like there's a direct relationship to the quality level that we put into our lighting and the fact that we live in Humboldt County. We're not so production oriented, but we're more quality oriented.
Our primary marketing method is selling to the interior design trade, which in most cases is open only to the interior designers and their customers. It's an exclusive market, but it's an ideal market for us because we are such a small manufacturer. We couldn't afford to have the retail space that it would take to sell direct to the public.
When we were starting out, we knew there was this history of quality built lamps, but we didn't want to copy anybody. We wanted to do our own thing. We were artists, you know. We had our own ideas. So I would say we strived for the quality that Tiffany had, but we never wanted to do Tiffany designs. We wanted to do our own designs.
People still enjoy the real handmade stuff. I don't think that'll ever go out of style. It's just more the aesthetic I enjoy. I like things to be peaceful and calm. I don't if it's a fruit, flower, leaf thing, it takes too much of my attention. I want something to be quiet and long-lasting feel for me.
I don't know of any large bronze fixtures that are created from cast bronze. I mean, I've never seen another lamp manufacturer even have a bronze foundry. It's all steel or aluminum or fabricated or fiberglass. This is a very intricate pattern. Probably spent 3 weeks building the pattern. And now it's to be cast in bronze, and I believe this is a quarter section of the, I call this the sine wave. But hopefully this will be very pleasant to live with for many, many years. We started building lamps in 75. 79 is when we actually got the furnace in our backyard. And at that point, it was just Janene and I working together. Nobody else was with us, working with us. And we used to go to garage sales and all over the country when we were traveling around the country. We'd buy bases, and then we realized that once we sold a lamp with that base, that was it. You know, we couldn't repeat it, so we stopped there. We started making our own base. Now, when I design a lamp, I'm usually trying to come up with something that's innovative in its techniques. Most of all, I want it to be interesting.
I was a lab tech and a TA at the sculpture lab, so I had a key, and I was in there on the weekend by myself doing some work, and Noel dropped by looking for someone to work in his foundry, and he asked me if he could post an ad on the door advertising the job, and I said, no, I'm taking that. One of the things I like about working here is just getting to work with my hands. I've been a craftsman, you know, in other jobs. But the cool thing about this job is that we do make really nice work. And it's a big team effort, but everyone that works here, at the end of the day, can feel like really proud of what the finished product looks like when it's done.
But all this stuff has been cast at one time or another. Here's an example of something that I think is kind of interesting. This is actual sticks that we cut, pasted together, and we'll be able to use this as a pattern for casting, so that we end up with two pieces like this. That then there'd be another frame that goes and attaches to it, and this would be part of what we call a papoose sconce. But this is a very crude method of making a pattern. You know, going out, getting some sticks, shaping it, and then making the plaster to go along with it to hold it. In fact, I'm going to show you this one map here. This is like the second or third lamps that we made. This is a loaf lamp, and really this is made in probably 1978. Yeah, I didn't have any bronze capabilities. I'd seen bronze at school, you know, but so I thought it would be kind of cool to make a little lamp like a loaf of bread.
My name's Mike Callahan, and I work here at Lamps by Hilliard. This is the beginning of my 18th year. I'm production manager. Some of my responsibilities are pattern making, fabrication of lamps once they come out of the casting department. So putting them together, welding them, texturing them, getting them ready for the glass room to begin their assembly and their process with it.
I started there sweeping up, laying out tile trays, keeping the shop clean. Currently, I design and help manage day-to-day operations. You know, growing up with Noel and Janene was a creative blessing. Being able to have a shop, an environment where I got to, you know, learn how to use the tools. A wood shop, a foundry, a glass studio was substantial. You know, whether I was, you know, a young kid making like potions in an entire mess inside the kitchen, you know, my mom would be like, she would just let me have free reign as long as I didn't, you know, burn anything down. And
my name is Derek Vanderhorst. I've worked here at Lamps by Hilliard for about 15 years, and I create most of the glass pieces that we use to build our lamps, whether they be the glass tiles or the slumped work that we do in the kilns. And so if someone wants something that, you know, nobody else has, or they like what we have but they want a different size and shape, we have the ability to do that, whereas most shops kind of end up locking themselves into a certain size and shape. And yeah, we basically have the ability to make anything here.
I remember when I met her, she was in the painting class, first class of the, you know, semester. I went up and asked her if I could borrow some titanium white, and she loaned me some titanium white.
I love this guy. He was so sensitive. He asked me out on a date, and he was shaking, and it was like it just like opened my heart like you can't believe.
And on that first date, we discovered that we had each built a lamp. Now, I never met anybody before in my whole life who built a lamp besides myself. Turns out that the materials that she used were clay with a dark brown glaze to it, and the materials that I used to build my lamp were high fire ceramic with brown glaze. So here we were using the same materials to build lamps, and we just had this instant bond. And from that, and as we spent more time with each other, we got more serious. Our relationship developed, but it also developed around the fact that we were gonna enjoy making lamps together.
My name is Lee Marks. I'm working for Hilliard Lamps for close to 30 years. When I look at my life, I see myself as a rhythm person. So a lot of the work I've done here has been things that has to do with the timing and rhythm. Whether it was cutting glass, when I would scribe glass, I'd get into a rhythm. When I'm laying out tiles, I can get into a rhythm. And the rhythm, it has kind of a quieting effect. I've just been building things all my life. Usually it was just things that I wanted to have and couldn't afford, so I just learned how to make them. And so basically I just love making things, and it worked out here because that's what I do naturally all day, is just you making things with your hands. And I love making these lamps. They're subtle. They're not like big pictures you look at. They're more subtle, and they have a nice ambiance that when you see them, it's like looking at a fireplace. It's just it puts a nice glow in a room, and they're just nice to be around.
My name is Amy Taylor. I've worked here at Lamps by Hilliard for about 7 years. I am part of the manufacturing department.
My name is Colleen Clifford. I've worked at Lamps by Hilliard for 11 years, and I work in the manufacturing portion of the lamp, taking the tiles and piecing them together on our molds in the proper layout. And once the lamp has all the tiles on it, we solder them together, connect them to the bronze, and after the soldering is done, we'll patina the lamp and wire it up.
What we have here is a lamp that's right at the end of its life cycle. Everything's been done. The whole team's kind of put their work into it. And what we do is we make sure to record all the manpower that's gone into it and kind of let people know that there's only so few of these lamps. So this lamp is number 7825, and that's how many lamps we've made here so far.
I like thinking that there's going to be lamps here after I'm gone, that'll be around, and hopefully people will enjoy them for hundreds of years.